Another video around the Automatiko project. This time I would like to show you what's coming in 0.5, and that is around the feature called export and import. And that is usually a thing around when you run workflows in production. In many cases they can actually run into an unknown state, a weird state, error state, whatever you prefer to call it, and sometimes you don't know exactly what to do, what happened to a particular instance, because it happens to just one instance or few instances out of hundreds or thousands of instances. So for that, what would like Automatiko provide you with is to be able to grab one instance, export it completely, and import into some other developed environment, like the development environment, or maybe some test environment that develop, or your even local your local development environment if you prefer to. So for that, I would like to use an example of a workflow that is not just a simple single definition workflow, but something that is a little bit more complex. So here we have sub processes, so those are being invoked. Here we have timers as well, and the third level too. Last but not least, I would like to mention that this workflow uses the timeout feature, or the time to live. So that says that how long a particular instance can stay active, and if not done within that time frame, like in this case, for the sake of demo, it's very short, it's 2 minutes, it will be aborted automatically. So for that, we will use this single service. It is configured with a file system based persistence, so it will persist the state of the workflow instances on the file system. So let's get it going. So we quickly start the service, we get it here, and we just jump back here. So this is our service. We can as well look at the management UI of it in a while, but let's start it quickly. So we assign it to John, and we put the order number as 1, 2, 3, 4. With that, we can just easily start that. So we have the instance running. Let's just look at the management UI. So we can see that it is that instance with this set of information. It has a sub process. You can look at the sub process. It stays in the user task and the timer node. So that is where we are right now. So let's now export it. So it's localhost, so management, like this, but not UI, but exactly this one. So we export this complete instance, so that we can just grab that, and for the sake of this demo we will use the exact same service. So let's abort this one, no more instances. We can just jump back here, we just grab this. So this is running on local host 8080. We just paste the entire exported content. So this is the complete process instance, including sub instances and so on and so forth, and just run it. Let's it was relatively fast, I would say, but let's say okay, and we have an instance back again. As you can see, it's the same things, same data, sub process is still there. Look at the timers, and everything is scheduled properly, including the timer of the instance that we had in the timeout setup. So in 2 minutes, or now way less than 2 minutes, it should time out and the instance should be gone. So this is not just the one case that you can grab an instance from one environment to the other. Another thing that it could be very useful for is that you can migrate particular instances, or even the entire setup, from one data store to another. For this, I set up another project, which is exact copy of this one. It's the only difference is that it uses the Cassandra persistence instead of file system, so that we have a running Cassandra server that we can connect to, grab the information and put it there. So let's see here, we can just clear it. Yes, so we have the instance. Here is our Cassandra, so we can connect to it. We can use our Automatiko test, and let's see what we have here. Nothing here, so let's start our service that uses Cassandra as the storage. As you can see, it's already connected and it runs on port 9090. So if you go back, that instance is already gone because it was completed. We can take a look at the exact same thing like this, and we here. So the Cassandra service, since it's a copy, it has exact same capabilities. So it has the management UI, nothing here, completely aligned with what the Cassandra storage told us. So let's grab it again so we can start another instance since the other one timed out. So we have it here. We export it again, and this time we do the import, but we do the import not on 8080 but on 9090. So exact same procedure, it just goes to a different storage. But we have it here. So let's examine our automate. Here we already have the instance that runs in Cassandra. Again, orders 1, 2, 3, 4, same exact same ID. We have the same data, we have the sub processes, we can look at it, all nodes are running, including all the data again. So if we go back here, you can see ED055, and if we extend it, this one is still running, ED055. We can as well take a look at the Cassandra again. Here, that gives us the content of that particular. We can actually make it more visible with just exporting the instance ID. There you go, again ED055. So as you can see, it is completely aligned. It imports the entire hierarchy of the process instance, of the workflow instance, including timers that are scheduled with exact same time as the original instance was scheduled. So it's not recalculating the, based on the current timestamp. Let's say if you have 2 minutes, it's not from the time it was imported, it's time from when the instance was started in the original environment. So if we look back here, it's still there, and we have the instance here as well. So with that, I would like to conclude this short presentation for the upcoming feature called import and export. It is coming with the Automatiko 0.5. Thank you very much for listening and stay tuned.